To be or not to be. My thesis explores the blueprint behind building a small intestine. Don't tell my advisor this, but I constantly listen to music or podcasts as I do my experiments in the lab. However, every day I'm faced with the constant struggle of having to untangle my earphones. Because that is what you get when you take a really long tube and put it into a small cavity, like my pocket. The human small intestine is about 22 feet long. That is three and a half times the size of an average human being. So, how does this really long tube fit into the relatively tiny abdominal cavity without getting all knotted up? Well, sometimes it doesn't. 1 in 500 babies that are born suffer from malrotation of the gut, predisposing them to midgut volvulus, a condition where the small intestine gets all knotted up and then strangulates the blood supply to the intestine, which means if there are no operations soon after the baby is born, this is lethal. The worst part are the diagnostic criteria of judging volvulus in babies. Vomiting. Every baby vomits, making it impossible to diagnose. In order to counter this, we set out to identify how the gut gets looped in the first place. The first clue came from the fact that looping topology within a species is surprisingly stereotypical. What I mean by this is if you opened up and looked at your own intestine and then opened up and looked at your friend's intestine, the looping pattern should be identical. However, they would no longer be your friend, so take my word for it. Secondly, we see that across animals and birds, the first step in making a looped intestine is for the embryonic gut tube, which is straight, to make its first counterclockwise rotation. This is also the same time that the blood supply is being established, which means that if this rotation happens faster or slower than it's supposed to be, you end up strangulating that vasculature, leading to midgut volvulus. With my research, I've identified two genes. One is an accelerator and the other is a brake. Increasing the accelerator gene increases the speed of rotation, whereas increasing the brake gene slows it down. There are usually driver genes in place which control how much accelerator and how much brake to apply. However, sometimes they mess up. So, my research shows that if we are able to finely tune these two genes, we may be able to actually control volvulus from happening. Thank you very much.